All right, what's up, everyone? I'm Filoki, and Jamal Adams got the big bucks. He got paid. He got a lot of money yesterday. He got a 4-year, $70 million contract extension, which is just absolutely bonkers. We knew it was going to happen, but that's still an absolute ton of money. Rashad Penny and Duane both came back as well yesterday in practice, which is just very good news for the Seahawks. A lot of good stuff is going on. We got Jamal Adams back on the field. Got him paid. His contract extension is dealt with. We got Rashad Penny back on the field. Duane hopefully will be able to play in the preseason. We'll see. But just an overall good day for the Seahawks yesterday. To get a little bit more into the specifics of the contract, Jamal Adams, 4 years, $70 million. We know that. We got $38 million guaranteed, and the contract can actually go up to $72 million with a $2 million incentive. That's probably where they kind of met in the middle. They both compromise where, the Seahawks give him a little bit more money. It's not all guaranteed, but he can earn it if he plays well enough. I think that that's fair. And luckily for us, yesterday after practice, both Jamal Adams and Pete Carroll had press conferences, and boy, oh boy, do you know that the interviewers are going to be asking every single possible question they can about this situation. And that is exactly what they did. First, we're going to be taking a look at Pete Carroll's because, of course, Pete Carroll, he's going to get asked some other questions. Jamal Adams, that's the only thing that they care about. So Pete Carroll, one of the main things that he said was this.
Let me say this. Jamal was great throughout the whole process. He communicated well with us. He was very good with everybody in the building. He was here and attentive in meetings and all that stuff. And we respected our program as we went through the process, as we respected his representation and all.
So with Pete Carroll saying this, obviously this could be a little bit fabricated so that you keep a better image towards the media than what actually happened, because the media was talking about how Jamal Adams might go further on the holdout. If the whole franchise tag happened with the Seahawks, he would try and label himself as a linebacker to get more money and all that. We're not going to have to worry about any of that, but basically they were trying to paint it as Jamal Adams being a problem, as they always have painted Jamal Adams, which obviously, he's looking for a contract. He's going to be looking for what is the best interest of him. Players aren't always going to take the team-friendly deals. My personal opinion, I think every single position other than quarterback should be looking to get paid as much as possible, as quick as possible. Quarterback, seeing as though they're most protected by offensive linemen, rules in the NFL getting more and more protective of quarterbacks, I think that they should look to have more team-friendly deals because they're going to have a longer career and make more money in the long run. But someone like Jamal Adams, man's throwing his body on the line every single game, so he deserves to get this money. I don't hate Jamal Adams whatsoever, but Pete Carroll made it seem like Jamal Adams was respectful. They respected him. He respected them. They had the communication. He was a part of the practices. Even though he didn't participate, he was there. He was in meetings and all that. So it looked like Jamal Adams and the relationship between him and the team was good throughout this whole entire conversation. And later on in the interview, Pete Carroll ended up saying that both sides kind of held firm to what they wanted, but of course a compromise is going to be made because no matter how firm you're going to be standing on both sides, they have differences. You're never going to meet in the middle if you're both just standing still and just sitting there. So they came together. I believe the compromise was that $2 million incentive. Both sides wanted what they wanted, but they respected what the other one wanted, so they were able to make that compromise no matter how firm that they were standing. So it's definitely a good thing that we got the deal done, and Jamal Adams actually came in practice today, which was kind of surprising. He just signed the contract yesterday morning, so I assumed he'd probably sit out yesterday, but he came in, he was ready. He signed that contract and he was just ready to get onto the field. And Pete Carroll said that he came out and did more than they actually really wanted him to because they want to try and ease him back because, of course, he had a plethora of injuries last year. He had his shoulder injury, he had his groin injury, I believe he had both of his fingers done surgery too. I remember he posted that on his story. It was absolutely disgusting. And he had an elbow injury too as well. I mean, he had a lot of injuries last year, so they're trying to ease him back in. Apparently Jamal Adams just came out and was just 110% in practice. So he basically showed that he definitely cares about football, definitely cares about the team, but you got to get paid, you got to get your money, do what's in the best interest for you, and now it's time for him to just focus on football. Now to get into the Jamal Adams side of things, we're going to be taking a look at his press conference as well, with one of the first things he said in the press conference, basically clearing up any rumors that there were relationship issues. Pete Carroll also mentioned the relationship stuff in his press conference, but Jamal Adams really came in and cleared it up just straight away. He came out and said this.
Don't believe anything out there. Everything was good. There's no relationship, break. Pete and I, John and I, Matt, we were all working together as a team, and we got it done, man.
And with that, basically clearing up any rumors that there's going to be any bad blood between Jamal Adams, or any of his teammates, anyone in the organization, or anything like that. A little bit after that, he was asked a question on if he would have held out games if it came to that point, and he ended up saying this.
Man, hell no, man. I'm not Booba the Fool, man. I wasn't not going to take the contract, man, so no. Where I'm from, man, we're definitely taking that, man. Mom called. She called twice. And when Mom called and she told me that I needed to take the contract, it was a no-brainer. So Mama knows best. She said my full name, and when my mother says my full name, I think I need to pay attention. She gave me a nice little paragraph, and basically just told me that you don't have to prove anything else to anybody. You did enough. We're happy. And as long as my family's happy, man, and I'm happy, I can come and do what I love to do. That's what matters to me.
So he definitely made it clear that he wasn't going to be holding out any games, and I don't think anyone ever thought that it was going to come to that point. Jamal Adams, I mean, he was going to get a huge payday no matter what. If they didn't come to terms on his $2 million, I don't really know what the situation is with the whole bonus over 3 years or over 4 years. That hasn't been cleared up yet with the information that's come out so far about the contract, but I mean, a compromise happened. Jamal Adams got the deal done much earlier than I actually thought. I thought it'd probably go into like past week 2 of the preseason. But in the end, it's definitely nice to know that Jamal Adams wasn't going to even consider holding out games or anything like that to get this done. He was going to sign it before that no matter what. And probably the best negotiator on the Seattle Seahawks is Jamal Adams' mom. She absolutely got that done. Jamal Adams said that she called him twice, and then later on, I believe I added it to the clip, she texted him, used his full name, and told him just take the deal. And that was the night before he signed the contract yesterday. So, I mean, he definitely took what his mom said and just went ahead, signed the contract, got his $72 possible million, and just is going to be laughing all the way to the bank with this new contract that is going to make him the highest paid safety. It's inevitably going to be topped by someone else, probably Tyrann Mathieu or someone else, but he is the highest paid safety for this year, and boy oh boy, if he's not the highest paid, that's still like $17 to $18 million. And later on in the press conference, Jamal Adams was asked about, the weight on his shoulders being taken off by getting this done, not having to worry about the financials or the future or anything like that, and just being able to worry about football. And I think that that's a big thing for any player, especially someone at Jamal Adams' caliber. I mean, he's playing a position where he puts his body at risk. Of course, you can get injured, you can have your career ended on any single play. There's a lot of guys in the NFL that have had their careers ended on just one bad play that you really can't do anything about. It's a freak accident and your career is done. You're never making any more money from the NFL, anything like that. And Jamal Adams, I think that this is a big thing. Even though it sucks as fans and as a team to have to put up that much money to get a star player, for Jamal Adams or any other player, it's probably a great weight off your shoulders where you don't have to worry about injury or anything like that. Like, you've gotten your big payday, now you can go play football, and then maybe after these next 4 years you get another contract, and if you don't, you just made $70 million. You're never gonna have to worry about money ever again in your life. Like, it's definitely a nice thing for these players to probably get that next contract. Even though he was making a ton of money on his rookie deal, getting this next deal for him, he is just completely set. His kids are going to be set for their entire lives. So, I mean, congrats to Jamal Adams for getting this money. Definitely a huge weight off of his shoulders, not having to worry about his financial future or anything future-wise in the NFL. He's just going to play football, try and compete for the championship, and hopefully make the Seattle Seahawks a better team. And the final key point from this press conference from Jamal Adams was this.
When they traded for you, Jamal, did they make it clear this is their intent and you knew all along this was going to happen?
Absolutely.
From day one?
Absolutely, day one. They told me they kept their word, and that's all I could ask for. And here we are.
Basically, as everybody kind of expected, when the Seattle Seahawks traded for Jamal Adams, giving up 2 first-round picks, a starting safety, a third-round pick, and all that, they made their intent clear that they were going to extend him. They told him that that was their plan. It ended up happening, and it seems like Jamal Adams is happy that they actually kept their word. And I mean, of course, you're going to keep your word when you give up 2 first-round picks and a starting safety for a player, but stuff like that probably goes a long way for the player when it comes to actually having a better relationship with his coaches and his team and the front office. I believe earlier in the interview, Jamal Adams actually mentioned that when he was traded, Pete Carroll called him and his mother, and that meant a lot to him. So, the little things are probably big to a player like Jamal Adams. Of course he's going to be making that money. He's, of course, going to be having all these stats. He's going to be getting a lot more control over the defense than some other players. But the little things where, the coaches care about the player's family, they care about the player's, mental state and stuff like that, probably means a lot more to the players than any of us realize. But that about wraps up the new information that we got yesterday with, Jamal Adams getting his contract, Pete Carroll and Jamal Adams talking to the media, saying what they could about the behind-the-scenes stuff, the relationship stuff, all that new stuff. We got that out of the way, and everything looks like it's good. Jamal Adams got paid 4 years, $70 million. Huge congratulations to him. The relationship seems to be doing well. Jamal Adams seems like he's eager to get on the field. He wants to play football, but, you obviously got to ease him back. He dealt with a lot of injuries. You don't want him to get hurt again, but everything seems to be going well. Now it's on to Duane Brown, and I'm kind of worried about that situation because there have been some rumors that the Seattle Seahawks are going to try and not give Duane Brown a contract extension right now. They want him to play this last year that he has and then get a contract extension next offseason. We'll see how that goes, but if Duane Brown is going to be dead set on holding out until he gets this contract extension and he doesn't end up playing by the time the regular season starts, or the Seahawks don't have an extension ready for him by the time the season starts, not going to be looking good, because the tackle spots in that first preseason game we're not looking great. We got to hope to God that our offensive line starters stay healthy, but that's a topic for another video. Jamal Adams got paid. The relationship seems like it's doing well. Jamal Adams' mom is the best negotiator that the Seattle Seahawks have, and by God, Jamal Adams is rich. But that's going to do it for this video. Let me know down below in the comments what you think about this situation. Are you upset that Jamal Adams got paid? Are you happy for Jamal Adams? I feel like we can all kind of be happy for Jamal Adams, but kind of be disappointed that the team had to give up that much money. But either way, like I said, let me know down below in the comments what your thoughts are. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new. And with that, I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a great day.